Hello and good evening, everyone. Hello to the two people that are watching. Ash already commented saying, "Evening, guys. How are you doing, Ash? Hope you're going to be got yourself some popcorn because I think this should be a thrilling couple of races here tonight." This is the hashtag Track Addict SBR Super DTM second round of the championship at the Nurburgring. The first race was at Catalonia last week, and it was all entertaining to watch. It is the inaugural series of it. Lots of changes that have happened already, as I just seen there. Lewis Edwards pulls into the pit lane. So we're looking here at Rob Adams, who was second quickest here. Actually, we'll talk about the points going into this race. So the points as it stood. Oh, Rob, careful. So as the points stood after Catalonia, Jake Hill led the way on 45 points. Then Ben Milton was second with 44 points after picking up two second place finishes. Then Liam McEwen, who I falsely accused of cheating, which I have apologised several times, and I hope he's forgiven me. He sits third with 37 points, my apologies. Then you've got Rob Adams, which is him right here. He's sitting fourth in the championship on 32. And you've got Callum Cripps on 32. Lewis Edwards, who had quite a normal meeting at Barcelona last week. He sits on 28 points, but looking at his practice times, he's looking quite quick here tonight. Adam Piper, with that interesting strategy that he did last week, pitting to the very end, managed to get a top 5 finish last week. He's now in 8th place in the points with 26 points. Now then, we've had 5 driver changes here to the championship, and the most notable one is the points to the Jake Hill. Unfortunately, he is no longer in this championship because I think there was some sort of incident that happened in last night's GT3 race, which he wasn't too very happy of, and he has decided to pull out of this. So, I mean, it is a real shame to see a talent like Jake to pull out of the championship after what happened last week when he got punted off, fell all the way back to last place, and then still went on to win the race. It was an incredible drive. But you know, Jake, if you're watching, I hope to see you back. He's done it again. That's the same corner too. Get it right there, Adams. Get it right. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Jake, if you're watching this, we hope you're coming back. You know, it's not the same about your racing here. You know, absolutely incredible driving. We want to. Dearie me, Adams is really struggling. Right, let's watch someone else then. Let's watch Edwards here. This one's a little bit better. Anyways, what I was saying. Yes, so yeah, Jake, and Liam's accidentally left the room. He'll be back very soon. 5 minutes left, anyways, he should be back. Yeah, so Jake, if you watch this, we hope to see you back at SBR soon. Yeah, it won't be the same without you. And I know you've got, you know, British Touring Cars is coming up very soon, and you know, it would be great to see you back in the championship, and you know, good to see you back on the stream. And you know, I just genuinely hope that. Anyway, he's been replaced by this guy right here. No, my apologies. This guy right here, Sean Cool, who was actually driving the D2 car last week, but now he's moved into Jake's ride for the end of the season. Now, also note as well that when the drivers have left, they've left their championship points, and it's the car's points that it will be. So Sean Cool, who raced last week, finished on 22 points, I believe. But now that Jake Hill is gone, Sean Cool... Oh, Rusty's left the room. Has there been a problem? Is there like a pit glitch problem or something like that? I'm hoping they'll be back because it's like 4 minutes to go. So now, Sean Cool will now inherit Jake Hill's points. Now, who took over Sean Cool's previous ride from a week ago in the D2 is this man. This is Coleman Corkery. I hope I've said his surname correctly. Irish guy. Heard he's a lovely chap, according to Ben. and he is competing in this, making his debut here. So he took over Sean Cool's ride, who was who actually at the start of the season he was going to ride this drive for this team, pulled out. Then it was supposed to be Declan Russell. Then he's pulled out. Then Sean Cool went back into it for the race last week. Now he's moved to the Calzonic Nissan, and now Coleman Corkery has now driven this car. Back to the Calzonic team. The other driver, Victor Stamanov, has also pulled out of the championship, and he has been replaced by Chris Clements. And we just noticed there, Rusty GT UK has left the room. So there you go. So that's another driver replacement. Another one is we'll actually go to, I'm trying to see where he is. No, that's Ben. Let's see. Here we go. This guy right here, John Riley. Now he's now driving in replace of Leon, because Leon Walsh is now gone from the championship. So John Riley, who replaced Thompson's ride for the Zent Lexus last week, he's now gone in to fit in with Leon's seat in the other Team Bunny's Playboy Lexus. And now what Riley's car last week is now being replaced by this guy right here, Alex Austin, a race car driver. So I hope you've got everything all good now. So just to clarification there, Chris Clements has been replaced, is in replace of Victor Stamanov. Sean Cool is taking over Jake Hill's ride. Alex Austin's taking over James Thompson's ride. John Riley's taking over Leon Walsh's ride, and Coleman Corkery is taking over Declan Russell's side drive, as we've just noticed there. Liam is back in. Now we're just waiting for Chris to come back in. We've got a minute to go until the start of qualifying. Qualifying here for this, for those who are new, it is just a one-shot qualifying. Cars go out in team order. Once the last team car crosses the line, the next team must leave the pits. Also, the cars must space out and not slipstream, and whatever they start in qualifying must start on the race. They've got two tyre compound. They use the hard tyres and the soft tyres. They've got to use the hard tyres for a quarter distance. So tonight we're racing at the Nurburgring. The first race, the feature race, will be 23 laps long. So there'll be roughly about 5 laps. 5 laps on racing on the hard tyres. And the sprint race will be a reverse grid order race. That is going to be 11 laps long. So the hard tyres will be 2 laps maximum, 2 laps minimum, I should say. And also, I'm not going to notice what Liam's doing on those hard tyres. I don't want to get criticised yet again. So yeah, the race, the tyre wear is on times 6, the fuel is on times 4. So expect to see a couple of pit stops in the first race, and we'll see 1 pit stop in the sprint race. Now the qualifying order for tonight will be the Zent Lexus, as we just noticed there, Alex Austin going out on track, as well as this guy Rob Adams. Hopefully he gets the Exeter Dunlop all right, like he did the previous 2 times, which he didn't. So the Zent cars will be out first. So that will be, oh well, Adams just gone back in. So it'll be Rob, Alex, then Brian. Next team out will be the Calzonic Nissans. This is this guy there, Jay Hardy, with his 2 new teammates, Chris Clements and Sean Cool. The next team out will be the Pennzoil of the Triple L, Lewis Edwards, Liam McEwen and Luke Clifford. Hopefully Luke will not back out of the lobby like what he did in the first race, as Ben is just going to start qualifying. Then it's the D2 Sky Nissans of Crispy, Corkery and Reagan. And then the last team out is the Playboy Bunnies of Adam Piper, John Riley and Ben Milton. So first team out will be the Zent team. So we should see whoever's going to go out first. And out goes Rob Adams. Now again, the team cars must spread out so they don't gain an advantage from the slipstream. This is just a one-shot qualifying, so you've got to make this lap count. We've got 11 people watching. Hello there, how we doing? Lewis Edwards says he hasn't forgiven you. Oh, Ash is a Pennzoil fan this week, Liam says there. Rob saying hello, Sean. How you doing? Coco is Coco. That's quite impressive. We've got a few people here that are in the chat that are going to be driving. That's pretty good. That's multitasking at its best. I think I can multitask too. I can actually have a shave and pee at the same time. Anyways, we're looking at Rob Adams here, going down towards Dunlop. Second gear. So yeah, going around the Nurburgring, it's just under 3.2 miles. Total of 15 corners and all around this track. Drivers' cars to look out for is the Vido chicane. The exits will be... Sean Cool says, good luck everyone, let's put up a show. Ashley says, don't get your hands mixed up. No, I don't. No. Well, I'm a bit dyslexic. I don't know what's left and right, so you know, I don't know. Anyways, we're going to see Rob Adams. Anyways, the places to overtake someone is this corner right here, the Vido chicane, Yokohama, the first corner, and Dunlop, I would say. And also possibly turns 9, turn 10 as well. So then Rob's going to be the first car to complete a timed lap, as this will be his one and only lap. Rob came close to winning last week at Interlagos, at Catalonia. But he does come into this fourth in the championship, and let's have a look at the new boy of the year then, Alex Austin. We have seen him on previous SBR races. Just going through the Mercedes arena. Actually, let's go on board here with Rob Adams and let's just go for a guided lap around this 3.2 miles. So he's just approaching turn 5. This is Valvoline. Liam's just telling the Calsonic team to go. Now, but that's Ford curve that Adams has come by. Now you're going slightly downhill towards Dunlop. Brake where the curb is just here, down to second gear. Rob hopefully getting it completely right through there, indeed he does. Now into the Schumacher S's. You can go up the curb, which he has done. Flat out through the Schumacher S's. And now we're going in towards the turn 10 Ravenel. Second gear, getting a little sideways going into Ravenel. Now into Bilstein. Little lift off the throttle. You see him just tinkering with the throttle. Slightly downhill again. Shot straight towards the Advent Arch, turn 12. This is the Advent Arch, and then we're going back up the hill towards the Vido chicane, which Michael Schumacher actually designed. Using all of the track there. That marker's going to get absolutely beaten throughout this meeting. And in the last corner, 10:15, high and high. And then onto the start for the straight, and then he posts a lap time of a 1:47.697. We have seen people go faster than that. As Alex Austin just goes quicker, 1:47.752. Now what Brian Ross is going to do, he does a 1:48.989, so technically he is third on the grid. As now we're looking at the Calsonic Nissans heading out on track, and here is your championship leader taking over Jake Hill's points after Catalonia last week. This is Sean Cool, followed by another new driver, Chris Clements, who took over Victor Stamanov. So all you Stam Bingo fans there that are not that are watching this race, unfortunately your hero is not in this championship no more, unfortunately. Hopefully he'll be back for some more SBR racing in the future. And there is Jay Hardy. Jay Hardy sitting there on 14 points. Don't forget, he was the one that bumped off his teammate Jake Hill in the first race, but it didn't bother Jake because he did go on to victory a week ago. But like I says, unfortunately, Jake's not competing with us, and I hope he will come back in the SBR sometime soon. I hope. So but let's have a look then at Sean as he's just going through Ford. Maybe just past the first sector actually. The next set of team drivers are going out, which will be the Pennzoil boys. And you can see there Sean Cool was already 6 tenths up on Alex Austin's 1:47. We did see times going into 1:46s, so Austin's time will be beaten. Oh, using all of the track there now into Bilstein, gets it nice and tight through there, hitting the curb lovely, 8 tenths quicker. He's gained about nearly a tenth and a half on that sector alone, and now this is where it is all important here, going in towards the Vito chicane. Using all the track there, he got a little bit of airtime, did Mr. Cool. Now into Hyundai, using all of the curb going in towards the final turn. And then here he comes across the start-finish line, 1 minute 46.317, 1.3 seconds quicker than Austin's time. That is a pretty good going. Meanwhile, here's a look at Chris Clements, see what lap time he does. It is a 1:46.941. That'll put him second. Now where will Jay Hardy go? A 1:47.803, which will put him in 5th position. And now this is the first of the guys, and this was the guy that was quickest in practice, Lewis Edwards. We're going to keep an eye on him. So Sean Cool set out the target, 1:46.317. What can Edwards do? The next team should be coming out, which will be the D2 boys. We're using all of the track there through turn 3. Now into turn 4, it's just old Harry Flat is through there, and then onto the short street. Yep, Ben says the D2 boys to go, which I think one of them has. So we've got Lewis Edwards here, followed by Liam McEwen, the winner at race 2 a week ago. And here is Luke Clifford, who missed out on the first race. Hopefully, he's learned his lesson and not quit the lobby before the race actually starts. So just stay in the lobby here, Luke. Yeah, the D2 boys are going there, so Crispy's next, followed by the new guy, Corkery. And who's that slow on the field there? Who was that? I noticed there was a car there. I don't know who that was there, but anyway, so we should be looking at Lewis Edwards as he's approaching. Oh, he's just past the second sector, and we don't know if it's quick or not, but he's going in towards the Vito chicane. So it is Cool from Clements from Austin. That's your top 3. But where will Lewis Edwards put his GTR here? Here we go. Through Hyundai. It's not going to be quick, I don't think, is it? No, it's not. A 1:47.079. That puts him in 3rd place. Now, where will McEwen will be? 1:46.940. He was only a 10th quicker than Lewis, but it's good enough to put him second. Only 1/1000ths ahead of Chris Clements. Now we've got to wait and see what Clifford can do here. Oh, nearly going off the track at Hyundai, and he will cross the line in a 1:48.740, which will put him in, I think that will say 8th place. I know it says 9, but I think it's 8th. Anyways, looking here at Crispy, going in towards Yokohama there. And then turns 2 to 4 this is well the Mercedes arena. Let's just take a look at it. Realistically, turn 3, you got to have a wide entrance going into turn 3 for better apex off the turn. Turn 4, little lift off the throttle. Now onto the short straight underneath the bridge. Let's see what time he does going in the first sector. Oh, we didn't notice it because I was on the onboard camera, unfortunately. Here's a look at the new guy here, Coleman Corkery. And there is Reagan, Mr. Dean Reagan. And then close to and then the last team out are the Playboy team with Ben Milden, John Riley, and Adam Piper. I think Liam is saying Playboy. Interesting to note here that John Riley is starting on hard tyres, so looks like. Let me just check to see the whole time. Let's see what they're all going on. So we've got softs. Yeah, so John Riley's going to be the only one that's going to start on the hard tyres. Anyways, let's have a look then. 9 cars that came across the line. Now then, let's see what Callum Cripps can do. Mr. Crispy going through Hyundai for the last time in his one-shot qualifying. It's not going to be pole position. It's going to put him, though, second place, yeah. Second place, 146.393. My apologies, I thought it was at the start-finish line very early on. Only 76 thousandths off of Sean Coole's time. Stunning effort, that from Crispy. My apologies now. Let's have a look at the rookie then, Coleman Corkery. He's going to come across the line to be in 9th place, 147.997. And now last is Dean Reagan, and he will come across the line in 10th place, 1 minute 48.254. So the last team out are the Playboys, the Team Bunny. This is Ben Milden, second in the championship, picking up 2 second place finishes at Barcelona a week ago. You can tell though by the different mirrors that you know which one's which. So Ben's driving the red, where the grill is. Then you've got Adam Piper, who's got the yellow mirrors with the yellow grill and the yellow rear ring as well. And then John Riley, the only one to start on the hard tyres, he's got the white. Don't forget, he is replacing Leon Walsh after the first race at Catalonia. So let's see what the second place in the championship man can do as he exits turn 4, now going into Valvoline. That doesn't say what lap time it does on the first lap, unfortunately, so that's a shame. I thought we were getting on board with the drivers there, see the hit the gloves. Maybe not. Anyways, now in towards the Schumacher S's. Does he use over curb? Yep, indeed he does. Look at that, absolutely flat out there. Hello to the 10 people that are watching. You're just watching qualifying at the moment. Sean Coole is fastest at the moment, 146.317, only just less than a tenth quicker than Crispy in the D2 Nissan. And you've got Lee McEwen in 3rd position. And look at that, Ben Milton, 13 thousandths up on the posted at Sean Coole. He's got to get the Vito chicane absolutely perfect. Don't forget, Sean Coole took some air time. Here we go. Does he go down to first gear? He goes into second gear, gets a little side race that will compromise him on the exit. And I think that might be pole position just gone now, I think. With that little moment in the middle of the Vito chicane, I think that might have cost him pole position. However, let's see. He will come across the time in a time of 146.604, puts him into 3rd place. So that moment at the Vito chicane did hamper him. Adam Piper, he will come across the line, penultimate guy. And he will go 7th, 147.421. And then John Riley, even though he's going to start on the hard tyres, I presume he should be starting last place. Roughly, I'd say maybe 2 seconds off is the tyre cut difference between the soft to the hard tyres. We'll see. So here we go. So then here is John, last car to end qualifying. And he's going to go into high and dive for the last time. You can see there 146.3's just gone by, so that's the pole sitter gone. So Sean Coole will start round 3 of the championship from the pole position, 6.8 seconds off as John Riley, so he must have made an actual mistake. So that is the end of qualifying. So there you go. Sean Coole will start on the pole for the Calzonic team. Then it is Crispy in 2nd place. Ben Milden will start in 3rd. Liam McEwen in 4th. So you've got 4 different teams in the top 4 positions. Then you've got Rusty. That is Colin Clements, the 2nd of the Calzonic Nissans. He will start 5th. Then it is Lewis Edwards in 6th. He'll be a little bit disappointed with that, considering he was fastest in practice. Adam Piper, definitely improving now in 7th place. Then you've got Alex Austin, who's just new to the championship. He will start 8th. Then it's his teammate Rob Adams in 9th. Then it's Jay Hardy in the last of the Calzonic Nissans in 10th. A new guy Coleman Corkery in 11th, ahead of his teammate. That is Dean Reagan. Then it's Luke Clifford 13th. Luckily he stayed in at the moment. Then it is Brian Ross in the last of the Zent Lexuses, and John Riley, the last of the Team Bunnies Lexus, starting in 15th position. Looking here, yeah, look at that, 35.360, so he did make a mistake there. He was pretty much nearly a second off Ross's time in the 2nd sector. So yeah, I think Riley must have made a mistake. It might have been through Yokohama, because the hard tyres are a little bit difficult to handle, especially at Yokohama. 22 comments already. I'll be checking up on the comments anyways. Cool says this is a great qualifying setup. Yeah, Playboy's car's looking good. Chris Clements, yeah. Rob Betrayal. So anyways, qualified is about to end, and we will get race 1 underway. Well, race 1 of round 3 of the championship. We've got 3 minutes to go, so I'll just take a little break, and we will see you for the race. I think Ash was meant to say purple sector, not people sector. Anyways, we're getting ready. 15 seconds to go until the qualifying will be ended, and we will get race 1, round 3 underway at the Nurburgring. 23 laps. Don't forget, if you want to start on the hard tyres like what John Riley is, he's got to do a minimum of 5 laps. So then, here we go then, the first race tonight. This is the hashtag Track Addict SBR Super DTM. It's an all Nissan front row. Sean Cool with Crispy. Then it is Ben Milton, second in the points. Right behind championship leader Sean Cool. Then it is Liam McEwen. Can we go on board with the leader? No, unfortunately we cannot. So we've got to wait for the lights to go off. As you see, the red lights, 4 lights are on. There will be 5 lights. We'll now see lights out, and away we go. And I think that's a good start, maybe for, look at that great start there, maybe for Liam McEwen. But no, he goes already up into 3rd position. They're going to go 3 abreast going into Yokohama. 3 Nissans. They're going to go fight for the seat of the tarmac. There's some contact. And Crispy takes the lead away. Crispy leads. Bit of cone flying there from someone at the back. but it's Crispy that will take the lead. Liam McEwen already up into third position and all over, hounding the championship leader Sean Cool into the Mercedes arena. Looks like we're all nice and tidy through there. I think I just noticed that one of the Calzone Nissans had a moment. Was that Jay Hardy or was that Chris Clements there? Quite possibly it might have been Chris Clements or Jay Hardy. Let's see. So this was turn 3. Now going into turn 4. Oh my goodness me, Adam Piper shoving his way through. Yeah, and yeah, there was a little contact with Alex Austin with Jay Hardy, but they all got together. So Alex kind of aggressively went up into 9th place and pushes Hardy down to 10th. Meanwhile, Crispy has the lead as we go into the Schumacher S's for the first time. Sean Cool 2nd, Liam McEwen 3rd, Ben Milton under a lot of pressure from Rob Adams, who's made a great start, already up into 5th position. Right on board with the man that's 2nd in the points, and he's got Rob Adams all over the back. Lexus versus Lexus, and look, there's Lewis Edwards too there in the back with the rookie Chris Clements, and I think that might be Adam Piper further back too. Now then they're going to go into the Vido chicane. Look at how close Lewis Edwards is, and so too is Chris Clements and all. But it looks like relatively it has been... and I think I just noticed there Lewis Edwards trying to sneak a look on the inside of Adams. They're going to be side by side across the start-finish line. Crispy already sent the fastest lap, but that's only just the first lap. Sean Cool still in 2nd, Liam McEwen 3rd, and Rob Adams just holds on to that 5th place, and now he's heavily defending. And then here comes Edwards, kamikaze nearly, but he takes 5th place away from Adams. But Adams will probably get the run, which Lewis is trying to do, and he's got it there. Kind of a bit of a... He was expecting Adams to make the run off of Yokohama, which he sort of done. And look at that, Adam Piper. He's gone into the inside of Clements and gets that 7th place. So a relatively good, clean first lap. Alex Austin then up to 9th place. Oh, Hardy sideways through Valvoline. That's going to allow Clifford to have a look on the inside, potentially. I see there Corkery's had a terrible start. He's down in 12th place along with his teammate Reagan down there, and John Riley as predicted on the hard tyres, but he's getting his first stint out of the way on those hard tyres. Don't forget he has to do a minimum of 5 laps. Meanwhile, back up front in the Schumacher S as we go, Callum Crispy is in the lead. Sean Cool 2nd place, but he's starting to close up on the back of that D2 Nissan. Then it is Liam McEwen. It's a Nissan 1, 2, 3, and then actually 1, 2, 3, 5 in the top 5. So you've got 4 Nissans in the top 5, and the only Lexus there is Ben Milton 2nd in the championship. Then you've got Rod Adams in 2nd place, Adam Piper 7th. Then it's Chris Clements in 8th, Austin 9th, Jay Hardy versus Luke Clifford. Again, the battle of the Calsonic versus the Pennzoil, and I think that might have been Adam Piper maybe having a look. No. Jay Hardy holds on to that 10th place on a Clifford. Have a look further back. Then there is a look at Coleman Corkery making his debut, as I said, in the championship. Had a terrible start by the looks of it, and so too was his teammate Dean Reagan. A little further back, and there is Brian Ross, 14th place, and the only guy starting on the hard tyres there, John Riley, in 15th place. Meanwhile, back up front, the gap is now sort of extending a little bit now, over 7 tenths now. Crispy has over Sean Cool. Then it is Liam McEwen. Oh, Crispy nearly got it all wrong at turn 3. And now in towards Valvoline. You see there, McEwen taking a wide lane, trying to get better speed off the corner. Crispy still holding the fastest lap of everyone, 146.929. It's very close there, top 4, only separated by less than 2 seconds. So that's quite close. And Lewis Edwards trying to make up some ground in that 5th place. He's 3 seconds away from the leader, Crispy. And you've got Rob Adams there with Adam Piper in 7th place. Clements in 8th place. Then it is Alex Austin 9th. Then it's Jay Hardy. Clifford has sort of fell away a little bit from Hardy, and now is under some pressure from Coleman Corkery as they're going in towards Ravenel. Turn 10. There's a look at Dean Reagan in 13th, and now still Brian Ross in 14th place as he's going through Bilstein, using all of the curb on the exit of Ravenel. Meanwhile, back up front, Crispy lead is sort of like staying the same maybe. Just about 6 tenths he has over Sean Cool as he will complete lap 3 and then go into lap 4. Now then, we've got ourselves a battle going on as Alex Austin is trying to go around the outside of Chris Clements, going into Yokohama. And here comes Jay Hardy. I think he's pushing him out the way. There's contact. He's just repaying the favour what he did to him on lap 1. And now Austin down to 11th place, which Hardy moves out the way, which he must have done apologising for. So he did that himself. Oh, good. Oh, nearly got into the back of Austin there too. So Luke's just gained 2 places as a result of that. And now Alex Austin all over the back of Clifford's Pennzoil Nissan as he's trying to make a pass going into Valvoline. Not going to do there just yet. Will he do it though in Ford Curve, or will he just set up the pass into Dunlop? So good wee battle going on there for 9th place. Let's keep an eye on here. Looks like Clifford had a good run off the corner than what Austin did, and Jay Hardy's still there in touching distance. Brian Ross now is up to 12th. Coleman Corcoran's down to 13th. John Riley's down in 14th. We're missing someone. Are we missing Dean Regan? I think we're missing Dean Regan. Yeah, we're down to 14 people. Regan must have rage quitted. Now, he was quite close to his teammate, and in fact, yeah, Regan is gone. Regan has gone. I wonder if there was some sort of incident between himself and his teammate, Corkery. Because Coleman was ahead of Regan, and he's fallen a lot of ground away, nearly 9 seconds away from Brian Ross. So something must have happened on this lap that involved the 2 D2 Nissans. Meanwhile, the other Nissan is still up front, but the gap is slowly coming down, less than half a second now from Crispy to Sean Cool. It's right on board with the leader of the moment, started second in the race. Now into the Mercedes arena we go for the 5th time. Liam McEwen still holding on to that 3rd place, but Ben Milton keeping Liam very honest. And then you've got Lewis Edwards in 5th, Rob Adams 6th, Adam Piper 7th, and Clements, that's your top 8. It's a very narrow part of the track here. Valvoline into Ford and then onto the little short straight. Ben Milden looking very hungry, looking all over the back of Liam's Pennzoil Nissan. Trying to take a different line, trying to fake Liam out to making a mistake, or trying to force him into a mistake. Which I think Liam's too experienced to learn that. Now into the Schumacher S. Is still flat out with those worn tyres. They are starting to lose a little bit of distance though to Crispy just ahead. But Ben looks a little bit more quicker than he's trying to have a look on the inside of Bilstein. That's not a usual overtaking manoeuvre. The corner that we're going to now, not the Advent Arch right here, but the Vito chicane's a good place, but he did lose a bit of momentum. So he's not going to get close to the back of Liam. Again, he's trying to fake Liam out to make a mistake. Meanwhile, look out front, Koo is all over the back of Crispy. Oh, in fact, Lamas actually shortcutted that chicane. Now, will there be a penalty for that? I don't know. When Cool's actually lost quite a bit of ground on the leader, Crispy. Yeah, so it looks like no penalty being gained there on McEwen. Keep an eye out then on that one as we see there. Looks like there's going to be a battle going on very soon for 6th place. As Adam Piper taking a different line through Yokohama. There's a very nasty curb. There's a very nasty bump in turn 1. You don't want to get on the power because then that will automatically spin the car around. But looks like we're going to have ourselves a battle going on for 6th place. I say that. Adam's just falling out of the distance now nearly. Just noticed there, Rusty Chris Clement has gone into 8th place. Luke Clifford and Alex Austin must have made a mistake somewhere. It's just a bit, we must have missed it. We can't get all these accidents in can't get all those incidents in the one go. I'm just kind of lucky if we managed to get them. So something must have happened with Clifford and Austin, which allowed Clements to pull away over 4 seconds now. He has over this battle for 9th place. I'm actually keeping an eye on there because Alex had a better run than what Clifford did at Dunlop going into the Schumachers. Not going to lose any time. Brian Ross now up into 11th place. Who's that down? Oh, Jay Hardy's had a moment. 2 minute 1.327 327 his last lap. So Jay's gone extremely off the track. And I've just noticed there, Sean Coole's taking the lead. Sean Coole's taking the lead. Let's see what happened. I think it's going to be up at the Vito chicane, methinks. Oh, Callum gets it all wrong at the Advent Arch. That was a completely different line. And then there you go, overtaking opportunity. And that is your new race leader, Sean Coole, passing Crispy. But Crispy taking a completely wrong line at the Advent Arch going into the Vito. Although Sean Coole had a little moment there at Yokohama and Crispy didn't take full advantage of it. Now what's happened to Milton? Milton's fallen all the way back too. He's had a nightmare of a second lap. What did he do? Oh, he's pitted. He's pitted in. My apologies. So a lot of people pitting in and Milton's gone into the hard tyres. Right, so we need to take a look on this one. So Ben is the first guy on the hard tyres at the moment. Rob Adams is still on the softs. Adam Piper on the hards. Edwards is still on the softs. Clements is on the hards. So too is Clifford. Austin is still on the hard softs. Brian Ross has gone for hards. Coleman hasn't made a Coleman's not made a pit stop just yet. Then you've got Jay Hardy, who's gone on to another set of soft tyres. He must have pitted, actually, come to think of it. I don't know. He must have pitted in one of those times because he must have went off track somewhere. And then John Riley, he was the only guy to start on the hard tyres. He's now gone on to the soft tyres. And I've just noticed there, Brian Ross is down to 10th. Oh, it's Luke. Luke's had a moment. Yeah, Luke, Clifford has had a moment. Gets the power on a bit too early at Dunlop. And there she goes. We saw Rob Adams do that on a couple of laps. He's got to get the car into reverse, but he's going to lose a bunch of time now. And look at the damage there. Engine damage, front end and front right suspension damage there. So, race over for Clifford, unfortunately. Luckily, the damage is on light. Now then, meanwhile, the leader has pulled away 1.5 seconds he has over Crispy. And Lee McEwen all over the back of that D2 Nissan in third place. And now there goes Adams. Adams up to 4th. He's past Milton. Rob pitted on for a new set of softs. Milton's onto the hard tyre now. And Lewis Edwards is also past Adam Piper. But don't forget, Edwards is on the soft tyres too, as well as Adams. It's just both the Playboy Bunnies are on the hard tyres. With the exception of John Riley, who started on the hards, but he's done now. He's got that stint out the way, so he's got to go on the softs the rest of the way. Hopefully he will move up through the field. Chris Clements then starting his second of 5 laps on these hard set of softs. Then you've got Alex Austin closing up on the back of Clements. Riding on board now with Alex Austin. Squealage of tyres there, car understeering through Dunlop and now onto the Schumacher S's. Does he take a lot of the carbon? No, he doesn't. You can take a lot of carb through that corner and make it flat out. You will gain some time on the guy ahead of you. Now into Ravenel, and you can see there Clements makes a mistake. He's feeling the wrath of the soft tyres of Alex Austin, who gets a little 2 wheels onto the kitty litter. But he is getting close to the back of Clements' Calsonic Nissan as we're going in towards the Vito chicane for the 9th time as the leader, Sean Coole, into the pits as well as Crispy. And you can see there the fuel saving too, what Sean Coole has done. He's got 8% more. But meanwhile, Liam McEwen will stay out for possibly yet another lap. Now what's Coole going to go on to? What is Coole doing? I'm trying to get Coole. There he is. So Coole's going to stay out on the softs. Crispy's gone to the hards. But more importantly though, Milton gets it all wrong at Yokohama, but more importantly, he comes out ahead of Sean Coole, but it's going to be a matter of time. Oh no, actually Lewis Edwards, he's also on the soft tyres, but he did pit as well. So Edwards now up into 3rd position. It's a Pennzoil Nissan 1-3 at the moment. Fastest lap though to Sean Coole, 1:46.922. As we are nearly half distance through this race. Hope you're watching this, enjoying this racing. 8 people that are watching. We've got 8 likes here, good to see. Also massive congratulations to this channel. We did surpass 100 subscribers. You've said we're still getting it all wrong through Dunlop. There's many ways you can take it. You can take a wide entrance in for better apex off the corner. You can hug the inside line through Dunlop. It's the quicker way around, but it won't be the... Oh, I'll tell you what. Rob Adams is all over the back of Liam McEwen. But don't forget, Liam is on worn soft tyres compared to the fresher tyres that Rob has. So Rob is going to have a look on the inside of the Advent Arch. Side by side then through turn 12, and they're still side by side now going into the Vidal chicane, and Liam lets him by. So Rob takes the lead back, but don't forget he's got to race on a set of hard tyres. I'd expect Liam to be pitting, which he has done. I think he may have done the he's trying to do the overcut. Now normally in some cases the undercut normally works, but I don't know about overcutting. Now, where is Sean going to come out? Sean is just going to pass Ben Milden for that third place, but where does McEwen come out? Sean's ahead, Crispy's ahead, so Liam comes out into 7th place and he's on the hard tyres. And he's got Alex Austin, who is still on those soft tyres, behind him in 8th place. So then, meanwhile, it is soft tyres 1 and 2 and 3, possibly. Yeah, indeed it is. So Rob Adams leads the way. Then it's Lewis Edwards. Then it is Sean Cool. Then it is Ben Milden in 4th. And then you've got Crispy in 5th. And by my reckoning, I think you've got all 5 different manufacturers in the top 5. Indeed we do. That's nice to see there. 5 different teams in the top 5. That's good to see. Meanwhile, Adam Piper now into 6th place. Liam on those fresh-headed hard tyres is getting some pressure from Alex Austin, who is still on those soft tyres. Let's have a look further back through the field there, who we don't see a lot of. There's Brian Ross in the top 10. Good showing from him in 10th place. Then you've got Coleman Corkery making his debut here tonight. He's got Jay Hardy all over the back. Then there's Luke, still trying to recover from that moment that he had at that corner a couple of laps ago. And then John Riley's now onto the soft tyres there, and he's starting to close up on Clifford. But I think Clifford's on the hard tyres, and they're already 40 seconds off the leader, Rob Adams, who is getting a lot of attention there from Lewis Edwards. So we could see another lead change here sometime soon. We are nearly at half distance of this race to round 3 of the hashtag Track Addict Super DTM, presented by the SBR. Let's see what lap time is. Oh, Sean Cool's also posting up the fastest lap of anyone, 1:46.464, and he is slowly catching up to the back of Edwards and Adams, which they'll be battling, which will hold each other up, and it's going to allow Sean Cool to catch up. Meanwhile, Milden still holding on to that 4th place. There's his teammate Adam Piper still in 6th place, and then you've got Crispy sitting there in 5th. The meat in the middle of a Playboy sandwich. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Alex Austin now into 7th place. He's past Liam McEwen. So McEwen down to 8th. Meanwhile, back up front and again battle for the lead. Let's see where Sean Cool is. I think. Yeah, here comes Edwards. Is he trying to feint a move? Rob takes a very early entrance into the Vidal. Gets a little sideways. Is he coming into the pit lane? No, he's going to stay out for another lap. Looking at their fuel, I think Rob has got about at least 12%, maybe 15% left of fuel in his car. And look at Sean Cool. He is catching. Sean Cool just set another fastest lap, 1:46.367. Milton's into the pit lane, as well as Piper. So the 2 Team Bunnies are in the pit lane. They've got their hard tyres out the way. Clements is also in. There he is. He's putting on his fresh set of soft tyres. And he's fueling all the way by the looks of it. And in fact, Ben's going to lose a spot there to Piper. So Piper jumps his teammate. very interesting there. So I wonder, yeah, and Piper's putting it about at least just about 57% left of fuel, I think, in his car. Ben went all the way to the top, so I'm wondering if he's just going for a stint, a change of tyres for his last pit stop. Meanwhile, the top three completely nose to tail now. It's Rexus leading from this end, That's your top three. Crispy now into 4th place. And you got the second of the Zent. Rexus, that is Alex Austin now into 5th place. And Liam McEwen in 6th. Who's getting this sideways again at Dunlop. Meanwhile, let's push the F12 button so you can see the drivers there. So, Rob Adams in the lead. Then it is Lewis Edwards in 2nd, closely followed by Sean Cool in 3rd. But they will have to pit very soon, I'd reckon. Crispy in 4th. And you've got Alex Austin there sitting in 5th position. Liam McEwen in 6th. Adam Piper, who went out ahead of his teammate, as we see that Edwards and Adams making the pit stop. And look at the fuel save that Edwards have over Adams. Milden sitting in 8th place, at a far distant back to Chris Clements, who's back on the soft tyres. He's 9th, he pitted with the Playboy Bunnies. Then in 10th place is Coleman Corkery, closely followed by the other Calsodic of Jay Hardy. Brian Ross is down to 12th and he's made a pit stop. He's gone into a fresh set of softs. Luke Clifford in 13th place. John Riley has fallen a little bit back. He's made a pit stop. And there he is, 14th place. And one guy out of the race. That is Deed Reagan. Meanwhile, Sean is taking over the lead now. Crispy back into 2nd. Lewis Edward, more importantly, has actually gone out ahead of Rob Adams. Now, Edwards has gone onto the hard tyres. And Rob has gone onto the hard tyres as well. So this will be a 3-stop race, this. So Sean has a 10.8 second advantage over Crispy. Then it is Edwards in 3rd. A lot of people getting this sideways on the exit at Dunlop there, which is surprising me because it's not it's quite an easy corner not to lose it, really. I think Austin's made a pit stop and he's onto another set of soft tyres, so he's going for the hard stint on his last pit stop. Meanwhile, Adam Piper's still ahead of Milden. I wonder if it's going to be team orders here and let Ben go by. Probably not, I don't think. They want to race each other fairly and squarely. Race hard, but more importantly, try and race clean. Meanwhile, Sean Cool staying out for yet another lap time. And look at those, he's putting in some really consistent lap times there. Look at that. 146.4, 146.3, 146.4. And he's built over a 12-second lead over Crispy, who's actually on the hard tyres. Now, I think he should be pitting this time by, considering he's looking on the laps there. He might be coming in this time by, I reckon. Lewis Edwards now has pulled away from Adams. McEwen still on those hard tyres. Then you've got Adam Piper closer to the back of Lee McEwen. Then it is Milton. Then it is Austin. Then it is Clements. Then it is Corkery in 10th. Jay Hardy onto the hard tyres. You've got Brian Ross in 12th. Luke Clifford and John Riley, who's still falling back a bit. So let's see what happens here then. So Liam McEwen has a 2.6 second advantage over Piper. Piper's car a little bit scratched there on the right side. He's actually posted his fastest lap, that is what he did, a 146.752, compared to his teammates 146.8, who also did his previous best that lap by. Now then, I'm wondering if the leader Sean Cool will be pitting, or is he going to stay out and do another lap? I think he's going to stay out and do yet another lap. The gap now 13 seconds, but don't forget Sean Cool's on the soft tyres, whereas Crispy is on the hard tyres. And fact, Crispy comes in, and he was flashing red as well, so he's done his laps. He can go back to the soft tyres. So Lewis Edwards is now into second place, as well as McEwen. So the second of the Pennzoil cars to make a pit stop. Edwards pitted a couple of laps ago. So they've done their hard stints. And they will go on to a fresh set of soft tyres now and go the rest of the way now. Yeah, Adams is starting to lose the tail of Edwards' Nissan, it would seem. Over 2 seconds he has now. But he's slightly pulling away from Adam Piper. I think he must have made a mistake, because that gap was oh no, actually the gap was closing to McEwen. Now McEwen's now he's gone. He's now got to catch 4 seconds on Adams, who's on the hard tyres. Good showing this here from Alex Austin here. Qualified deep in the field. I think it was like mid-pack. He's up into 6th place. So good showing this here from Alex Austin, a replacement for James Thompson. Got involved in an incident on lap 1, pushing Jay Hardy out the way, and then Jay giving it back a few laps later. But then Jay, in a way, to say sorry there, didn't mean that on purpose, so he let them both by. So good gentleman driving there. He made the mistake, and he corrected it himself, did there Jay. So good showing this here from Austin, up into 6th place. Then you got Clements, another new guy, in 7th. The second place qualifier, the leader Sean Cole into the pit lane. Is this going on to the hard tyres? I'd imagine it will be. Is he gone onto the hard tyres? Considering that's lap 15 out of 23, will he go the rest of the way on those hard tyres? Now then, where is Edwards? They're just coming across the line now as Edwards. So the gap is now 4.3 seconds. So I am wondering then if Sean Cool, that is his last pit stop. By the look at the fuel, it might have well been. So he's going hard the rest of the way now. I think we're pretty much done with the second round of pit stops, so we'll give you a rundown at the moment. Sean Cool with the lead, with the gap now 3.6 seconds over Edwards. Adams in 3rd, Piper in 4th, Milton 5th. Alex Austin looks like he's starting to close up on the back of Milton's Lexus. He's still in 6th place. Then you've got another new guy there, Clements in 7th, Crispy down to 8th. Then it is McEwen in 9th, Corkery in 10th, Jay Hardy in 11th place, getting closely now by Brian Ross in the 3rd of the Zents. And then behind there is Luke Clifford in 13th, and John Riley still in 14th place, and is still losing some ground on Clifford. But looks like that's going to be the only close battle that we've got on our screen here, as we've got a 3-car scrap, and this is all for 11th place. 3 different manufacturers here: Calsonic versus Zent versus Pennzoil. Let's ride on board at the back of Jay Hardy and just see what lines they take going into Dunlop. We've seen a few drivers go wide into Dunlop. Let's see what these drivers will do. They're pretty much going to be hugging the inside lane. And look at Clifford, he's going to make a move with the Schumacher S's, side by side through the Schumacher S's. They're going to lose a lot of momentum there, and they're still side by side. Great racing there between these two, but who's going to hold off? And Brian Ross just holds off there from Clifford. But look at the time that they've lost. They were close to the back of Hardy's Nissan, and you can see, oh, look at the run that Clifford gets off of Bilstein, and he just breezes through Ross like he wasn't even there. So Clifford up into 12th place. That must have been some speed he took after out of Bilstein, and now he's going around the outside. There's Ross and Davido, and he's going to lose a bit of time. Doesn't get the power on a bit too much, and now he's going to lose a bit of ground now onto Clifford, who's going to set his sights on G Hardy in 11th place. Meanwhile, the lead is still stabilising. 3.7 seconds he's got over Edwards. I tell you what, further looking back here, it's the soft tyres that are catching up. I think Adams is going to be pitting this time by, and I think Edwards will be as well. They have done their stints on those hard tyres, so they will have to pit, and they will have to surrender that 3rd place to both the Playboy and Nissans. Where did I get Nissans from? Lexuses. Alex Austin will have to pit for hard tyres this time by. And he's starting to lose ground because those soft tyres are starting to fall off the cliff. Now, I'm just wondering here, because I know Ben put in a considerable amount of fuel in the car. I wonder if he'll make a pit stop and it will just change tyres, whereas Piper will have to add in some fuel. Look at the fuel gauge here. Piper will pit this time by, as well as Adams, and indeed they will. Now, I will bet you, as Edwards also comes in, I will bet you now that Milden will come out ahead of Adams and Piper, and possibly Edwards. We'll see. We're going to keep an eye out here, looking at Liam McEwen sitting there in 5th position. So now Alex Austin, and there you go. Like I says, I called, Ben has gone out ahead of Lewis Edwards and his teammate Adam Piper. So Milden into 3rd place, Edwards down to 4th. Alex has to make a pit stop. I think he hasn't gone onto the hard tyres yet. I'm pretty sure he hasn't gone onto the hard tyres. But he's got to be pitting this time by, so that will allow Ben to go into 2nd place. I think Sean Coole's got this one in the bag, I reckon. 10 seconds, and there's about, what, 6 laps to go. I think that's more than enough for Sean Coole to pick up his first win of the season, and will extend that championship lead over Ben Milden. And look at Milden close to the back of Alex Austin. This is the advantages of having the fresher tyres. He's got to get by Austin in a hurry, but he's got to find where. He's got to go to a place where Austin isn't. Let's see what he can do as we're going in towards Bilstein. He'll probably make the pass going into the Vido chicane, I reckon. It's right on board then with Milden. Getting tucked up into the slipstream past the Advent Arch. He should make a pass going into the Vido chicane, and indeed he does. He goes to the inside. Austin lets him by. And there you go, up into a net safe 2nd place. Now expect Austin to go into the pit lane. There he goes. So that will allow Edwards to go into 3rd place, and Crispy will go up into 4th. So Austin should go to the hard tyres now. He's done his stints on the softs. We've got 5 laps to go until the end of this race. Now then, the gap, 9.9 seconds. These are got to be 5 qualifying laps. He's got to gain 2 seconds a lap on Sean Coole on those hard tyres. Is it doable? I don't know. Now, let's see. Yep, indeed, Austin does go out onto the hard tyres. And he's going to come out just ahead of Chris Clements in 9th. So Austin stays in 8th. He's got his teammate ahead, Rob Adams, in 7th place. Adam Piper, solid effort this from Adam in the 6th place. And you can see there he's in a battle now with Liam McEwen. And just ahead is Crispy in 4th place. Ash is saying money on Ben, Claude and Sean in. I don't know. I think that gap is far too big, I reckon. He's got to gain 2 seconds a lap. And I think that's quite impossible, to be honest with you. Ash, I'm afraid. Hefner would agree to a Playboy Saturn. Yeah, well, if he was alive, he would be, yeah. Liam's pulling away a little bit on Piper, going in towards Ravenel. I want to see further back, because there you can see Rob Adams is now closing up on the back of Piper's Lexus. Here we go. Looks like we're going to have ourselves a 4-car scrap for 4th place towards the end of the race, depending on Crispy not making a mistake. Oh, he's having a look on the inside of Hyundai and thinks the better of it. May lose a little bit of momentum, and you can just see the power of the Lexus in the slipstream of McEwen's Nissan. Rob setting his best lap of the race at 1:47. Look at that, fastest lap to Ben Milden, 1:45.996. Iki's on the absolute ragged edge. Ben on fire. We've never seen that time into. We've seen 1:46s in practice, and we've seen it in qualifying. We've not seen it in the 45. So Ben has it nailed on. And look at the gap, 6 seconds. What was Coole's last lap time? A 1:48. compared to a 149. That's nearly 3 seconds he's pulled on Cool. You might be right here, Ash. He might catch him. Milton, second place in the first round at Catalonia, second place at round 2 at Catalonia. He's not going to go 3 for 3 in of second places, will he? He wants that first win of the season to get that championship lead away from Sean Cool. It's 25 points for a win, 22 for second and 20 for third. And as things stand at the moment, after the championship, after Catalonia, which, like I said, Jake Hill's points have now been turned over to Sean Cool. So Cool has 45 points compared to Milton's 44. The gap will be 3 points going into the sprint race, which will be a reverse grid race. Gap then not going down as much that lap time. No, it's less than 5 seconds. This could be close, you know. This could be very close. Let's have a look then for the battle for third, and I think that Edwards is starting to close up onto Milton's Playboy. Crispy holding on to 4th place, but now we've got a battle for 5th place there as Rob Adams has passed Adam Piper, and now he's trying to find a way by Liam McEwen. Here he goes. McEwen was going defensive. He's going to go to the outside of Yokohama, but we've got to keep an eye out on Adam Piper. Will he make a fortune out of this? He's going to go to the outside into the Mercedes arena. Adams gives him the room. Oh, Adams sideways through turn 3. Keeps it going. He's going to lose momentum. And here comes Piper to the inside. Slight contact at turn 3. And I was trying to go for the crisscross, which Adams will protect the inside. Adams going to have the outside of Valvoline, but if he can hold on to the outside, he'll have the inside for Ford Kev. Adams trying to lean Piper out the way, but no, Piper gets that 6th place, and they're still side by side. Great racing here. Who's going to have it then? Piper to the inside of Adams. Adams taking a wide entrance in for the better speed off the turn, but Adams got it done up to 6th place. That was some solid racing between these two. A little bit of argy-bargy, but nothing bad, nothing intentional. But Piper's got up into 6th place. He's retaken that 6th place away from Adams, although Adams wants it back though. 3 laps to go until the end of the first race of round 3 of the hashtag Track Addicts SBR Super DTM. The gap now, 3.1 seconds now. And Cool's coming in. Sean's into the pits. He should have went hard the rest of the way. He's just basically gifted the win to Ben Milden now. I think Sean could have stayed on those hard tyres. He should have. Oh my goodness me! And now we've got a race on our hands. 2 laps to go. So Milton's just taken the lead. Cool just comes out, only put on a fresh set of soft tyres. He's going to have a few laps tyres better than Ben. So this will be a grandstand finish here for round 3 of the championship. Battle again going on for 5th place there. McEwen retaking that 5th place back from Adam Piper, who both of them got it sideways. Rob Adams is not wanting a piece of this. He's just there to pick up the pieces if Piper and McEwen mess up, which I hope they don't. The racing has been pretty good so far here tonight. But unfortunately, all our eyes are going to be on for the battle for the lead. Top 3 now. Just over 2 seconds now. They've got an 8-second advantage over Crispy in 4th position. But here we go then. Can Ben hold off the pressure of Sean Cool to get his first win of the season and will take the championship lead by just 2 points, I reckon. Milton will be on 69 points. Quite ironic for a Playboy number. And Hill will be on 67. So yeah, the gap will be at Hill. Sorry, yeah, Cool will be on 67 points. And you can see that gap is starting to close down. Nearly half a second. So we're going to have a battle for the race lead. Edwards is starting to fall off a little bit now. So it's going to be a 2-horse race now for the win. Battle again then for 5th place, and it's still going on. McEwen's still ahead, but look at those front tyres. They have had enough. Now let's have a look at what Piper's tyres look. And he's flashing red, but he's good to go. His tyres are good. In fact, it's actually Piper that's got the fresh set of soft tyres. But here we go, and we're on to the last lap of the race. Blue flags have been waved. Now then, here we go. Who's going to win this race? Will it be Milton or will it be Sean Cool? Both of them seeking their first win of the season. Oh, Ben gets inside, nearly losing it at Yokohama. Now into the Mercedes arena for the final time. Oh, Sean Cool is right there. He knows he's quicker. He's just got to find a way through, but he wants to do it as clean as he can. Ben versus Sean for the win. Oh, here we go, then. This could be, like I said, it's a grandstand finish here. These 9 people that are watching, hope you're going to enjoy this last lap as much as I do. Here we go into Ford car for the last time. Ben gets the speed off the Lexus. He has sort of pulled away, but he goes defensive now. Now then into Dunlop. Ben breaks a little earlier than what Sean did, and look at him just close up. Will he get the run going into the Schumacher S's now? Yeah, Ben using over curb, whereas Sean didn't. Gap slowly coming down. It's nearly less than 0.2 of a second. Can Ben hold off a hard charging, fresh Sean Cool? As we're going into Bilstein, he's got 3 more corners to go now. Sorry, 4 more corners to go. Here we go then. Ben's going to have to go defensive. He's going to have to heavily defend that lead or the win going into the Vito chicane. There you go. He hugs to the inside. Now then, here comes Cole to the outside. Can Ben hold the position? Will Cole go for the crisscross? He's thinking about it. No. Ben got the run. Will Ben hold on? No, to score his first win of the season. They're going to be so close across the line. Sean's going to have a look to the inside. It's going to be a photo finish. Ben just gets it. Ben just gets it by 52 thousandths of a second. It was a side-by-side finish there. I tell you what, if the start-finish line was a little bit later, Sean would have had Ben. Lewis Edwards would get 3rd. Callum Crisp will hold on to 4th place. Actually, 5th goes to Liam McEwen, so Adam Piper's down to 7th place. So something must have happened on the last lap between Adams to McEwen. Clements to finish solidly in 8th place. Here comes Alex Austin then. He will come across the line to finish in 9th place. Nice effort there, flashing at the lights there, solid effort there from Alex Austin. Coleman Corkery there will finish in the top 10 in his debut as well. Nice effort there from Coleman to put his D2 to finish in the top 10. Yeah, that was a finish, that was quite a finish there. Jay Hardy will finish in 11th place, Luke Clifford will finish in 12th. And there is Brian Ross. He flashes the lights. He's happy with a 13th place finish. That's good to see. And here comes John Riley. He will come across the line in last position. But man, what a finish to the first race there. That was some finish there. Congratulations to Ben. Just winning it though by 59 thousandths of a second. Unbelievable stuff. And yeah, that was absolutely entertaining there. I hope you enjoyed watching the first race as much as I did. That was quite a finish there. Now then, I think we're going to take ourselves a little break, possibly, and get ourselves ready for the sprint race, which will be just 11 laps, and it will be in reverse grid order too. So stay tuned for that. Right then, we are back then, getting ourselves ready for the sprint race, 11 laps long, and you can see there, just out of curiosity, Liam is starting on the hards. Looks like a lot of people are going to start on the hard tyres. It looks like Sean Cool is going to start on the softs, as well as Cripps, by the looks of it, indeed. Corkery is on the softs, as well as Austin and Clements. And yeah, so we've only got 5 drivers starting on the softs. So then, that was an absolute insane first race, wasn't it there? Callum Cripps says, please don't call me Cripsy. I think I've pretty much called you Crispy. Someone said in the chat last week, do you like being called Crispy? So I've been saying crispy. I hope I haven't said cripsy. I hope I haven't said that. Quite cryptic. Anyway, the drivers are getting out, so we're going to get ready for race 4 of the second race at the Nurburgring. Hopefully it'll be entertaining. It's going to certainly do a lot of beating to do the first race, that's for sure. Also, leaving yourself in the comments, what did you think of ACC, the stream last night? I know there was a lot of people that were heavily disappointed about it, with no private lobbies and what have you. I certainly myself, I'm a little bit disappointed, but I'm still going to get it no matter what. I mean, I've said it to a few people, I prefer playing the campaign mode than online. I enjoy that. Anyways, Ben just won that race. He's probably got himself a new set of underwear after that race, as Ben sliding it on the exit of Bilstein. And we're getting ourselves ready for the second race, which will be a reverse grid order. So it will be the same results that finished in the first race, but it's going to be the other way around. So it will be John Riley that's going to start on the pole, followed by Brian Ross in second, Luke Clifford in third, Jay Hardy fourth, Corkley in fifth, Austin, Clements, Piper, Adams, McEwen, Crispy, and then who are we missing? Oh, Cool, Edwards, Cool, and then Ben Milden, the winner from the first race, only just. There's the lights getting ready. 4 lights, there'll be 5 lights on the other side. Lights out, and away we go. Look at the smoke puffer tyres there. Ross gets it all wrong right there at the start place. He's going to be absolutely hampered at the start-finish line, going into turn 1. He's lost a handful of spots there. John Riley gets it all wrong at the first corner, and Hardy leads. Look at the field go into turn 1. They're about 4 or 5 abreast going into the Mercedes arena, and Jay Hardy leads when Brian Ross fluffed his lines and John Riley forgot to turn. So here we go then. Look at the field of cars. They're all close together there. What a start though for Liam McEwen, already up into 6th place, the winner from the sprint race a week ago. And also just to mention, he is on the hard tyres. Now don't forget, the people that started on the hard tyres, as there's Edwards. Edwards has gone off. I'm trying to get Lewis Edwards there. It's an absolute scuffle further back, and he nearly loses on the end. And that was another Nissan that went off. Was that McEwen? Was that Rob McEwen? Liam McEwen. My apologies. I'm trying to just. Oh my goodness me! I'm trying to get everything, and indeed it was. Yes, McEwen had a massive moment there. Unfortunately, we're going to miss his teammates Lewis Edwards, how he went off. But what happened here? Just got on the grass on the exit of Ford Curve, and then hard into the wall, got some front end damage, and that's it there for McEwen. So yeah, McEwen, who was 3rd in the championship coming into these rounds, he's down there in last place. And John Riley started the pole, already down to 2nd last. As we've got a battle for the lead, then is Corkery to the outside of Jay Hardy. They're going to be side by side into the Vido chicane, but Jay Hardy just holds on there. Crispy then up to 4th, and look at this, Clifford there into 3rd, sorry. Look at Adam Piper. Piper having a look onto the inside of Crispy, takes 4th place away. Will you get 3rd place? And then they're going to be 3 abreast off of the final turn. As you can see there, Jay Hardy defending that lead, going all over to the pit wall to try to keep that lead away from Corkery. Corkery goes out wide now, going into once again. They're 4 abreast. Look at this, 4 abreast into Yokohama. That's going to end in tears. Watch out for Adam Piper. He's going to get 4 in 1 here, maybe. Unbelievable scenes here. Oh, what's happened? What's happened to Jay Hardy? He's down to 8th. What actually happened here? So let's see. Oh, Corkery was trying to fake him out, and what has actually happened? Oh, we got under power too early. and hits into the tyre wall. That's how he got the damage there. So unfortunate there for G Hardy. So Corkery's now into the lead. Crispy into teammates 1, 2. Sean Cool, his former teammate, started in 13th place. He's up to 3rd place already. Adam Piper in 4th. Where's the winner from the first race? There he is in 9th place. Unbelievable start there from Sean Cool. He started in 13th place, and by lap 2, he's into 3rd place. What a start that is from Sean Cool. Actually closing up on his former teammates as well. Don't forget that Cool, before the start of the season, he was going to drive for the D2 team. Then he left, got replaced by Declan Russell. Then he pulled out of the championship. Then Sean Cool came back in to race for the D2 team at Catalonia. Now that J. Cool's pulled out of the championship, Sean Cool's taken over that spot. He's now currently down to 2nd place at the championship, with Ben Milton winning that race now. But it looks like Sean Cool will have that championship lead, considering that Ben Milton is nowhere to be seen, and he is still there in that 9th place. Now I wonder if people will be pitting to go into the hard tyres. Yeah, and indeed the first one to come in is Adam Piper. Load of drivers coming in. Clifford is in, Edwards is in, Hardy's in. A load of them that are in. Adams is in, Hardy's in, Riley's in. They're all now gone on to the soft tyres now. Oh, look at this, they're going to be side by side going into Yokohama out the pit lane. I don't think there was any contact between Clifford to Adams, so Clifford down to 7th. Now and again, teammates that are battling. Piper versus Milton. Milton up to 6th. Like I said, it was a minimum of 2 laps. It was the hard tyres, so Ben's decided to go for an extra lap longer. Meanwhile, back up front it is Corkery, then his teammate Crispy in 2nd place, and then Sean Cool in the 3rd place. But Cool, I did say he did start on the soft tyres. He was only one of 5 drivers that started on the soft tyres, so that's why he's worked his way up into that 3rd position. Alex Austin, another driver that started on the soft, he's up into 4th. Then you've got Piper in 5th, who just gone out of the pit lane to go on to the soft tyres. He's in 5th. Ben Milton in 6th, but he's staying out another lap to stay out on the hards. Then you've got Clifford in 7th. He's on softs, as well as Adams. Clements in 9th place. Lewis Edwards in 10th. Then you've got G Hardy again, completely wrong at Ravenel. Lee McEwen now recovering up to 12th. John Riley in 13th, and then you got Brian Ross there in 14th place. I think that was all the drivers that did pit on the hard tyres, with the exception of Milton, who should be pitting in this time by. And no, he's staying out. He's on the hard tyres. He's going for 4 laps on these hard tyres. That's interesting. That is an interesting call, that, I have to say. Meanwhile, there's a battle behind Milton, because it looks like Clifford is going to be losing that 7th place to Adams. And you've got Clements there in the back too. Luke doing a very good job to try and defend that 7th place. He's going to try and squeeze Adams into the Mercedes Arena. We've got ourselves a 4-car scrap for 7th place. You've got there Clifford, and then it is, oh, and look at this now then, look at Clements. He's trying to find a way around Adams, and look at this, Edwards is there. I think I just noticed that J Hardy's just had a moment, and indeed he has. J Hardy's gonna have another moment. Oh, so he gets it completely wrong at got it completely wrong at turn 2. Now going in towards turn 4, and I think he got under power just a bit too early, like what he did a couple of laps ago at Yokohama. And in fact, he's left the room, unfortunately. So J Hardy now has retired. We are down to 13 people. We're looking still at the race leader, Coleman Corkery. Then you've got Crispy in 2nd place. Then it is Sean Cool in 3rd, Alex Austin in 4th, Adam Piper in 5th. Ben Milton, who is still weirdly on those hard tyres. He was supposed to do 2 laps, according to what I think it was himself that was saying. Luke's still on to that 7th place, and here comes Adams. He was trying to make a look. Oh, look at that! Edwards goes around the outside of the Vito chicane and makes it stick, and now Adams is down to 10th place. Oh, in fact, look. Oh, Now, and now Edwards has gained 3 places. Let's have a look at this then. So he goes around the outside of Adams. Oh, Clifford made a mistake at the Vido. That's what happened. So Edwards had gained 3 spots there. He passed... Oh, sorry, 2 spots. He passed Clifford because he shortcutted the Vido chicane and passed Adams around the outside going into the Vido chicane. And now you've got the Pennzoil and Nissans close together now. Which Liam is up to 10th place, recovering from that moment that he had off a Ford curb on the opening lap. Looking then at the back of Crispy's D2 Nissan and Sean Koo. I think he's content here just to sit in 3rd place. I think what Sean's trying to do is save fuel. Let's have a look at Sean's fuel gauge. No, they're roughly about the same. I would have thought, you know, knowing... I think when you're in this sort of position, you've got to save fuel. So when you make your pit stop, you just put onto a fresh set of... you go into a new set of tyres and you don't need to put much fuel on as what your guy is ahead. So I think Sean's missing a trick here. He could save fuel on this, but he's decided not to. Corkery's had a bit of a stink on this lap because Crispy, his teammates all over the back of him now. So again, we've got ourselves a 3-car scrap for the lead. Less than a second between the top 3 and then Adam Piper there, nearly 5 seconds back. As Milden finally comes into the pit lane, I don't understand why he pitted in a lot there. I'm wondering if he was thinking maybe 4 laps is the option, but you know, who knows. I tell you what, this is and now Edwards up to 6th place. We did see him have a moment too on the opening lap, which we didn't call a replay of because we were noticing his other teammate Liam McEwen having a moment further up on the in the field. Let's give you a rundown then. Coleman Cockman has actually pulled away over 1 second. He has now over Crispy in 2nd place. Callum Cripps. Sean Cole, oh, again, all over the back. He's just literally stalking that GTR just ahead. And you've got Adam Piper there. Well, he's actually shortened the gap now. Less than 4 seconds he has over Sean Cole. Alex Austin now into 5th place. Lewis Edwards in 6th. He's now freed himself this battle away from there. That's now been led by Colin Clements. This is a decent showing this here from Clements for his rookie. He's done not too bad here. Rob Adams in 8th. Liam McEwen in 9th. Then in 10th place is Luke Clifford. I see what Ben was trying to do. It might come smart after the end of the race. I mean, this race might not be over for Ben Milden. That might be quite smart. He's flashing the lights though to say to Luke, move out the way. I'm faster than you. But anyway, that's Luke in 11th place. John Riley in 12th. And in 13th place is Brian Ross and another retirement there, Jay Hardy, who had spun too many times and he thought, I just want to call it quits. Right, so now again the gap is disintegrated yet again. Less than a second now from Corkery to Cripps. Oh, Ben's down to 11th. Oh, maybe not. He's having a look on the inside of Clifford and he's got the position. So up to 10th goes Ben. Now he's got McEwen just ahead. He's got McEwen just ahead there in that 9th place as they are into the Mercedes arena. As I just see there, Sean Koo has gone up into 2nd place. He's going around the outside of Cripps into Ford Curve. And he's got the speed off the corner. So Sean Koo now up into 2nd place. But will Chris try and get a fight back? No, he won't. He's going to stick him behind Koo. So Koo from 13th up to 2nd now. Cool now trying to set his sights on the leader Coleman Corkery, who's been a little bit patchy during this stint up front in the lead. He's quick at one lap and then the next lap he does some sort of mistake, but then he seems to pull away again. So yeah, let's have a look then at Ben Milton, see if there's any improvement. No, he's still there in 10th place, but he's getting closer to the back of Liam's Nissan. as we're looking on board at the front of Liam. Don't forget, he did start on the hard tyres, Sean. He did start on the hard tyres. Now then, here we go. Liam's going defensive as Ben's going to hold back. He's got to get by them in a hurry as Sean Cool goes into the pit lane. Now, I wonder if he's going to go onto the hard tyres, which I think he will have. Oh, that's a lunge from Milden. No contact though, but he will get the run. He may get the job done going into Yokohama. Let's see. He should pull out, make a pass going into Yokohama, will he? No, he's going defensive as Liam. So he's going to try and say to Ben, you're going to go around the outside, buddy. And hasn't got it stuck there yet. Ben couldn't go for the crisscross. He was too far back. So where did that put Sean? Sean is out now in 4th place. Nearly gets it all wrong off of turn 4. So as it is now, Coleman that leads from Crispy in 2nd. Adam Piper's closed up to the back of this lot now in 3rd. Sean Cool in 4th. Then you've got Alex Austin in 5th. Edwards in 6th. But they have still yet... they started on the hard tyres. I just noticed there in the background there, Milton has gone by McEwen, and now he's trying to set his sights on Adams, who's just ahead. We've got 4 laps to go until the end of round 4, race 4, round 2 of the championship. So the guys that started on the soft tyres that haven't yet pitted just yet, I've just even noticed their Milton's name, they're still battling side by side actually. Look at this, going into Bilstein. Adams just holds on there, shuts the door in Milton's face. I was just about to say though, I think Corkery should pit in this time by, and indeed he does. Now will Cripps follow? Yes indeed he does. Now Apaput will stay out for another lap, but he's got 1 more lap to go till we change to the soft tyre, the hard tyres. So now Sean Cool, out goes Corkery. Does he come out ahead of Sean Cool? Oh, this is going to be close here. This is the battle for the lead then. Here comes Cool to the outside. Corkery's going to hold the spot. They're side by side into the Mercedes arena, leading on one another, and Cool will get it. Or will he, actually? Here comes Crispy, makes contact with his teammate, who bumps into the back of Sean Cool. And Cool gets away with it. Cool up into 2nd place, will take the net lead of this race though. Meanwhile, Adam Piper set the fastest lap of everyone. Oh, in fact, he did start on the hard tyres. My apologies. He did start on hard tyres. Looking at those lap times, I think. Yeah, he did. So then, Adam Piper in the lead. Sean Cool in 2nd. Corkery down to 3rd. Crispy down to 4th. Lewis Edwards in 5th. Then you got Clements in 6th. Then it's Alex Austin down in 7th place. And Ben Milton, who's trying to find a way by Alex Austin, who's really struggling on those soft tyres. They're going to be side by side. Milton on the outside, going into the Schumacher S's. That's a brave thing to do. But he's going to have the inside here, and he's suddenly nearly leaned on Alex Austin, and he's got 7th place. So Milton up to 7th place now. This is pretty much damage limitation here. Ben's got no chance here for the win, but he can get as much as high as, I believe it is 5th place as he can. He's got at least about nearly a 3-second gap he has over Edwards. I don't think he can catch up the guy in 4th place, Crispy, who's having a look to the inside of Corkery and will take that 3rd spot away. Oh, but Corkery looks like he's going to have the run. Oh, look at him. He's all over the back of him. Is he going to bump draft him? Is this like a NASCAR style bump draft? Yes, indeed it is. So Corkery will play the team game. He will let Crispy go by and go up into a podium spot. And now he will set his sights on Sean Cool just ahead. And Cool gets it nearly wrong off of turn 3. Sorry, that was turn 2. My apologies. This is turn 3. But the gap now, 3.2 seconds. I think that could be good enough for Piper to get his first win. Don't forget he had a smart strategy in the first race of Catalonia, which finished him in 4th position. Looks like it's going to be a great day for the Team Bunnies. The Playboy Lexuses, they could have 2 wins here. But more importantly, Sean Cool will regain the championship lead away from Ben Milton because he's sitting there in 7th place and he's sideways through Dunlop. Clements had it all wrong there through Dunlop. Little bit of contact on the exit. They're side by side again at the Schumacher S's. Again, Milton going to the outside and this time he gets it done. So Milton up into 6th place. He's got 2. He's got pretty much 1.5 laps left to catch 1.8 seconds on Lewis Edwards. Looking again at his teammate Adam Piper, still 2.7 seconds he has as we're on to the penultimate lap into the Vito chicane for the second last time. And this is going to be quite a day for that team, the Playboy Bunnies of Adam Piper, John Riley and Ben Milton. Even though John Riley, he did start in the pole position, forgot to tear it at the first corner. But other than that, his other 2 drivers have done extremely well. He will start the last lap with Piper, 2.7 second advantage. I think Cool will have to contempt to sit in 2nd place as their battle. I thought there was going to be a battle for 3rd place, but no, too far back. I tell you what though, Edwards is closing up on the back of Corkery, and Corkery had a moment there with Yokohama. Corkery will finish the race on the hard tyres. Edwards did start on the hard tyres, but he's onto the soft tyres and he's closing Corkery. So a battle for 4th place is on hand here, and Milton is there too. You never know, Milton might get a 4th place finish here. Pretty much damage limitations in this race, and again Milton flashing the lights to Edwards. Alex Austin now down into 10th place after going onto the hard tyres. Luke Clifford down in 11th, but having a nice battle there with John Riley and Brian Ross. This is the battle for the 11th place. Here comes Riley. He's going to have a look to the outside, going into Ford Curve. Oh, there's enough room to stick a Lexus there, and Clifford holds on to 11th. And look at there, Brian Ross is there in the background, right there in 13th place. Gap now 1.5 seconds. I think Adam Piper's got to be coasting it into the Avito chicane. He knows he's got the advantage. Milton's up to 5th now. Milton versus Edwards side by side through the admin arch, and up into 5th position goes Ben Milton. He passes Lewis Edwards going in towards the Vito chicane. Oh, Willie Edwards trying to get it back. Oh, and they both shortcut the Vito chicane, and I think Liam just hit Lewis just hit the tyre wall. Meanwhile, Adam Piper, he gets his first win of the season, only just though, near less than a second though. Sean Cool will finish 2nd, Crispy will finish in 3rd, but where is Edwards? He's sideways through the finish. They're going to be side by side photo finish with Liam McEwen. Oh, and there's contact between the 2 teammates. Well, that's controversial enough there. Edwards wanted to finish ahead of his teammates and came down on McEwen. That is going to be very interesting to see that. Look at this, he gets it all wrong, and then watch this, he just basically turns in to his teammate McEwen at the finish line. That's not good. That is really not good. And there you go, across the line, there you go. Adam Piper picks up his first win. Great day all round for the Team Bunnies. So Adam Piper, his first win of the season. So like I said, great day all around for that team. 2 wins for both their drivers. Ooh, well then, ladies and gentlemen, that has been round 2 of the hashtag Track Addict SBR Super DTM. I have been Sean, your commentator for this race. I think that was quite a thrilling race myself there. It really was. They're absolutely incredible racing, especially the first race there when Ben Milton just picked up his win, only just though. But yeah, that was absolutely that's controversial there from Edwards to turn in on McEwen, his own teammate of all things. I tell you what, I wouldn't be too surprised if Liam would be very annoyed by that there. I would be too, considering that was your own teammate. Anyways, like I said, that was round 2 of the championship. Some incredible racing here tonight. Stay tuned. We've got the live touring car classic, which will be the finale at Goodwood, which Nick Hancock has pretty much got one hand on that championship. And we will see you live again on Tuesday. There'll be other racing as well. We'll have the McGann's Trophy up. We also have the British Touring Car Championship as well. And the next live race will be on Tuesday with the GT3s, and then next week here will be round 3 of the Super DTM, and that's going to be held at the Red Bull Ring over in Austria. So the drivers will have to take a little fly over to Austria for round 3. But until then, I've been Sean, and we'll see you on Friday for the Touring Car Classic.